Hello everybody, my name is Gloria, and well, this video is going to be on the Kaplan nursing entrance exam. So it was the second time I have taken it, and the first time was awful. Okay, I'm going to start off with the first time, then go over the second time, and then go over what I used to help me. So the first time I took it, oh my goodness. So it starts off with the reading. So there are 4 passages, and they're just about, science stuff. Well, I can't really tell you everything they're about, but there were some questions on there. There was about 3 questions that ask you about a word and how it's used in a sentence. Each passage has about 7 to 8 questions, and there's 4 passages. There's 22 questions on there, and my school requires an 80%. So I took it. What really threw me off that was not in any of the books was there was, put the topics in order that happened in the story. So there would be 4 topics, in order, and then there would be 10 paragraphs. So the way my mind works, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It didn't make sense at all. So that sucked. So basically I failed reading horribly. I got last time I took it was in October, and I got a 68 in reading, which is 15 wrong and 22 right. Okay, so the next section for me was the math, and the math was like, boom, go getter, I got this. Each question, it was so simple. It was like 3/3 times 5/8, or 2/3 divided by 5/6. And when you do division, you just flip the other fraction upside down and then multiply. There was a couple questions, 5/3 plus 2/3 minus 1/2. And what that means is that you need to get the common denominator, which would have been 6, and then do it that way. There was a couple nursing questions that were like, let me think, you needed 5/7 in the morning and 2/3 dosage in the afternoon. You have 1 ounce. Do you have enough, or how much do you need? And then there was also questions like, if you have a bottle that's 60 milligrams and your syringe has 20% less than that, how much does your syringe have? Okay, so that was the math. And then the reading, bang. It was awful. It was all over the place. It was nothing like the Kaplan book, obviously. I'm sure you've heard. It was like, they'll give you, which sentence should be removed. Sentence 5, because, it has nothing to do with the subject. Sentence 5, sentence 6 and 7, sentence 8 and 9, no sentence. Those threw me off. Which verb is used incorrectly? And that really screwed with me, because I didn't really, the words are just hard, and it was very tricky for me. And then another one was like, well, which subject and verb don't agree? There was actually only 2 questions that asked that. There was one that said, which one has a grammatical error? There was only 1 question that asked about that. There was 1 question about which one has the wrong apostrophe, and which one has the wrong, just a punctuation. And then there would be like, here's a paragraph. Where do you put it in the story? And I was like, oh, I don't know. So I'm like rereading. Somehow, on the last time I took it, I got a 62. Science, it was hard, but if you study really, really hard and you took physiology, I think that you're going to do great. Know your bronchioles, know your alveoli, know basically everything about the lungs. I think there was 2 questions about the lungs. There was only 1 about digestion, something about proprioceptors, and how the heart works. Something about as you age, or hypertension. There's some stuff about hypertension, parasympathetic nervous system, what controls your heart rate, and stuff like that. So, science, whatever. I left the test, bawled my eyes out, because overall I got a 75. And in critical thinking, because they do a critical thinking score, I got a 63. So apparently I wasn't the best critical thinker. But that sucked. I cried. I was upset. They make you wait 3 months before you can test again. So that 3 months of my life, November, December, and January, I was going crazy. I have a 2-year-old daughter all up in my biz, 24/7. I have to take care of her, and I knew that I had to do it. So I bought even more books. So obviously, you all know about the Kaplan school entrance exam. I did enjoy this. The math helped if you just do the basics. Reading helped a little bit, but I felt that those questions at the end really threw me off with the put the subjects in order. Harder than it sounds. Science, so-so. Helped out a little bit. The next one I had was the T's study manual. This helped out a little bit with the writing, I would say. Okay, this one helped me with the reading a lot. This is a Kaplan book, but it's critical reading workbook. So I did a lot of passages, and I mean, I marked up, those are my dollar stickers, but I marked the heck out of these passages. Lots and lots of writing in them. Next book and last book that I actually just bought about 6 days ago, and I loved it, was English and Reading Workout for the ACT. It really, really, really helped me with achieving a higher score, and the reading and the writing were very similar to the test. I would say the writing was very similar, but just not the whole which sentence should be removed and, you know, stuff like that. So, voila! I took my test today. Bada bing, bada boom. I actually got in reading, I brought my score up from a 68 to a 91. And, I mean, it felt good. Not during the test, but some of the questions, what I did was, if I couldn't figure out the answer, I would write on my page A, B, C, and D. And I would look at A, and it'll say an answer. And I would say, I kind of pick out little things that would be wrong about it. I'd look over, put an X, that's wrong. And so I did that with every single one until I had 1 or 2 left. I would pick an answer, take the whole test, and then go back and go through each one of those questions and just reread them. My main problem ones, again, were the ones that were just freaking putting the subjects together. It was throwing me off because there's like 10 paragraphs and 4 subjects. It just was really difficult for me. But I only missed 2 on reading, so writing, mind-boggling again. But I brought my score up from a 62 to an 86, and I swear this helped me a lot in knowing what my verb was, knowing subject-verb agreements, and knowing apostrophe placements, plural, singular, all that stuff. Math, I got the exact same, 89, and science, I got the exact same, 75. The great thing I would have to say was that the test was the exact same as the second time. I'm talking word per word, question per question, everything was the same, and I just want you guys to know that it was very difficult the first time failing, and it made me feel like a freaking loser. But now that I passed, I'm so happy, and I would say that you can do it. Anyone can do this. Not anyone, but if you're taking these courses already, you can do it, and I recommend doing it again and getting these books and studying really hard. So if you have any questions, please feel free to answer me. I will be submitting my application on the 1st of March. I will do it early. I have a couple things that I need to do, but I'm so happy it's over, and I'm so ready to get into nursing school. Like I said, this is my first video, and depending on if people even listen to it, because I'm not really sure how YouTube works, I'll definitely make more in the long run, and I'm ready to start nursing school and become a wonderful nurse. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and like I said, any single question, type it down at the bottom. I will reply, I can email you, and all that stuff. Thank you. Bye.